another edition of Ask Michael Ehline. This is where I teach people the law in an unorthodox manner by using examples that we see in the news, case law briefs, but it's all about exposing the Leviathan and its instrumentalities and taking back your rights. Know the law and mean to keep it well. Come here to learn from an expert to know your right. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the BZ WatchDog show. I'm here tonight with Michael Ehline and BZ WatchDog. And hold on. Wait. Hey, welcome to the BZ WatchDog show, guys. We're going to cover
the BZ WatchDog show. That's freaking hilarious. That's outstanding.
Hey, what do you think of my BZ WatchDog tie? It's kind of cool, right?
I thought that was like a gold bar tie there for a second.
Like Thriller. I'm trying to be like Michael Jackson, man. Trying to make it fit in, you know. Hey, what's up? Jeff hates pigs and life under. What's
Hey, before we start though, I need to address some because Pro Se America, which is formerly Dodd Shah. Bro, can you do a show about his Second Amendment and his case, please?
Yeah, I already.
Because this man has been bugging me for over a year to get you to help him.
Come on, I've introduced him to Alan Beck. I've done everything that I could do to help him.
Man, I don't know what to do because I'm not in California and I'm dealing with my own battles right now in Texas.
Yeah,
so the man obviously he has reached out to me and reached out to you.
Talk about his problem anytime he wants. I've told him that 1,000,000 times. We're good, man. It's all good.
So I'm just saying.
Jive turkey. So do you guys like my tie or what? I mean, is that cool or what?
I mean, what are you going to the club or something? Is it New Year's?
Up in the club. All right, so
we're just waiting for people to come in or what?
No. I'm attorney Michael Ehline. I'm an attorney licensed in Texas and California. I primarily do catastrophic injuries, but my love is helping people understand their rights, because without your rights, you're nothing. And if you don't know what they are, if you went to a public school or some communist-run college, you have no clue what your rights are. So I like to do these shows to try to teach people about their rights so they can take back their rights and become real Americans, like our founding fathers who fought against the crown. And so tonight I have my Marine brother, BZ WatchDog, here with me, and we're going to cover one of his really, really cool shows that he did. What's going on, Sticky Wicked Thoughts? You just got me motivated. BZ and I are going to do some push-ups for you in a couple minutes. But in the meantime,
the only push-up I'm doing are like 12-ounce curls, man.
In the meantime, BZ, tell us a little bit about what your issue is and why you thought that I might be able to help. Besides being retarded.
Wait. For what are you talking about? Tonight's show?
Huh? Yeah.
Are you talking about tonight's show? Because I mean,
yeah.
I'm lost, man. You know, my whole thing is I had a person reach out to me, and he's got a video. He got arrested. Hopefully, Michael plays the. We only need to see the first 20 minutes of the video. What I'd like Michael to do. Well, you only need to see 20 minutes because after that, it's whole arrest within 20 minutes.
All right.
It portrays. Now, I helped this person write the motion to quash. I helped write motion for discovery. I helped write the motion for suppressing. And as a lawyer, I'd like you to go ahead, not only review the video and do the breakdown, but also look at the motions I helped write to see, hey, where can I go better? Where can I learn the law better? What can I do to help type up the motions better? It's more so I can get practice as pro se myself, because I want to get as close as being a lawyer as possible. You know, if I don't ever decide to get that law degree or that license, the bar card, I want to be able to do this criminal defense and civil case if necessary. I mean, if I don't do the criminal defense, you know, it's obviously better that you don't represent yourself pro se in a criminal defense. But we know that if you're going to take a 1983, because no lawyers want to take those, that you're better off doing them yourself. So I want to get stronger at writing, understanding the law, writing these motions, and just having a better understanding of the law as a pro se litigant.
All right, fair enough. And so what we'll do first is we'll play your latest video, You said the first 15 to 20 minutes.
Well, this isn't my video. This is someone
Oh.
else's video.
Oh, okay. Okay. So this.
It's Central Tyrant. It's Central Tyrant Investigations.
Okay, but this is the police officer lies caught on camera video that you sent me earlier.
Yeah, I sent you the link in there.
Yeah. And this is here. Hold on, I'm going to throw it up here. That one, right?
Hold on, I wasn't looking at the screen. Yes, this is the one right here, Officer Mueller. Now, what he did was instead of doing the view from his camera, he starts out with the 911 call for the reason for the officer to be there, and then does the officer's body camera, which I think is a better. If we were a prosecutor, this is what you'd be looking at. And as a criminal defense attorney, I think you'd want to see this side of what kind of evidence they would have on you. I've already addressed it, pro se, so stop for the rest of the night about your case. It's not about you tonight. I've already addressed it, already done housekeeping. You already sent me an email. Stop.
Oh, I know. He always does that. It's like, pro se, we love you, bro, but we already know you have a Second Amendment rights case after the 5 millionth time. Come and join us just because you like hanging out, bro. You know, because we love you, man. We want you to be here with us.
I already addressed it with Michael. He said come up when you and him can do a show about it, talk about it, be about it. It's just, unfortunately, I'm trying to help somebody and I'm trying to help myself at the same time, along with Michael being able to do what he does best, which is look at something from a lawyer's perspective and do a legal analysis. And I mean, you're in depositions all day, so you know how to write motions, you know how to, depose people. So you know what? This is breaking it down as far as it. I mean, how many pro ses do you get to look at, break down their videos and break down their motions? So it's just
it just depends. But I'll be honest with you, just for the Wood pro se second guy, the best way for you to deal with your problem is just to leave the communist, anti-American state of California. Go to Texas or a free state that's not run by Marxist, communist, piece of shit Democrats, and you'll be fine. But anyways, let's get into the video. Let's get into BZ WatchDog's video. Let's get into BZ WatchDog's video and someone else.
It's not my video. It's Central Tyrant Investigations video.
Let's get into it. Then you tell me when you want me to stop, bro, and I'll stop and try to explain things. How's that?
Just break it down when you see a minor, or minor or major. As a lawyer, do a lawyer breakdown. Do a lawyer breakdown.
Hold on. Aye, BZ WatchDog, sir.
Oh, come on, man! You're gonna make me bust out mine too. Come on, man! Look, got mine right here, ready to go.
Hold on, man. Hold on. We got to do this.
Ready to go. Ready to go.
Hold on. Let's see. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Which cover do you like better? Lance Corporal Ehline's cover? Or do you like freaking doggone BZ WatchDog's cover?
Well, see, here's the thing. You're more in the desert. I'm more in the wooded area. So our covers actually match our terrain that we're in. So,
yeah, but which one looks cooler?
This one right here with the new digital pattern.
Give me a bunch of ones if you think Lance Corporal Ehline's cover looks cooler. Give me a bunch of.
Here, I'll get it like a DI, like head down. Just like.
Give me a bunch of toes if you think Lance Corporal BZ WatchDog cover looks better. There you go. All right.
I actually wore that on my last audit.
Everybody's giving BZ. Everybody loves BZ WatchDog. How am I supposed to win that, bro? Come on, man. You put in more.
I'm a little entertaining, man. I'm a little entertaining, and I try to answer everybody's comments. When they comment on the chat. Look at that. Ghost. Oh shit! Ghostman just gifted 5 memberships.
Ghostman front and center. Thank you, Ghostman, for supporting the channel. I appreciate that, bro. You rock, man. It's not white, Rit. It's a freaking boonie cover. Check it out. It's boonie. It's desert. This is called Marpat. They call it marine pattern. Every, I think, 3 inches, it says USMC in really small letters. Hold on. I can see why they think it's white, though. Well,
it's desert camo, man.
It's freaking desert.
It's your lighting behind you.
Yeah, my lighting's not good. Hold on, let me see if I can get this one going here. Well, either way, we'll get the video going.
Hey, look at this. You got George W. Bush in the chat. Look at that. I know
George
it's not the
W.
real one.
Bush. Hey, George W.
It ain't
Bush,
cool.
I was watching the cruise missile flying into the Pentagon the other day, wondering how is it that you were able to coordinate that with the Mossad and convince the American people to attack a bunch of freaking Arabs who probably had no clue what was going on. What do you guys think? All right, so let's get into it. All right, let's get. All
Killing me,
right, you
Mike.
guys ready? All right, all right, BZ. I know you're trying to hold your tongue, but let's get into it.
Actually, I'm over here. I'm actually over here uploading a video while you're talking, running your suck.
Yeah, freaking running my freaking cake hole there, yo. Oh,
It's called I'm multitasking.
there you go.
I'm at the U.S. Bank at 51. There's a gentleman outside, and he's walking circles around the building with video cameras. He's taking video of our vehicles and the comings and goings in and out of the bank.
Okay, can you give me a physical description of him?
He has a hood. He has on Under Armour sweatpants. They are heather gray. He has on black tennis shoes, a darker gray hoodie. He has red mirrored sunglasses on. The sunglasses rims, I think, are black, but the lenses are red.
Okay, so he's wearing gray sweatpants, a gray hoodie, black shoes, and red sunglasses.
Yes.
In other words, the man's working out.
He's very large. He's
Right.
behind our building.
But he's wearing black shoes, so clearly they're being racist.
I said probably 350 pounds.
And where exactly did you say he is at this moment?
He is behind our building, back where our dumpster is, maybe 3 parking spaces over from my vehicle under a tree.
He's under the tree.
Yes.
Did you see anyone?
If that was a racist comment.
No.
Okay, that was your name and a phone number. Okay.
Is she
I'm gonna get
hot?
officers on the way to you as soon as I can. If he does anything else, call me back, okay?
I will.
All right, thank you. Bye.
I thought that was a Popeyes for a second.
How's it going, man? How are you today? We had someone call on you from the bank here. So they said you were like coming in and out of the store or saying you're acting weird.
I got a video. I can't really talk right now.
Okay, I got you. Real quick, do you have an ID on you?
A what?
You have your ID on you by
Yeah, I
chance?
can't. I'm in the middle of my job right now. I can't really do anything.
Okay.
Yeah. If you give me like an hour or so and then you come back or something, then
Okay.
I'll be happy to talk to you with it.
Well, this is private property. I think they're wanting you to leave.
Where?
So, what's that?
Where?
You're on private property right now, so I think they're wanting you to leave.
Oh, I got to finish my job.
What's your job?
I just got to document real quick.
Okay. What do you?
Yeah, if you come
document?
back like in an hour, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like that, it's private property, and they're wanting you to step off. And the bank and but Verizon, I'm not sure about them.
Yeah, no. I just got to finish. Can I finish this real quick?
Okay. Real quick, what's your name? What's your name, man?
I can't really get that. My boss told me not to give.
Your boss told you not to?
Any
Okay.
information or anything like that.
Who are you working for?
My boy KCA.
KCA?
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of work are y'all doing?
We just documenting stuff. I got to keep doing it. But,
Okay. I got you.
don't go in here and ask them if they want me to leave.
Why's that? Why's that?
I got to go in here. I got to make an exchange.
Okay.
Now go ahead and pause it, Mike. Mike, pause it.
Yeah. So just really quick, BZ, my first observation is you really shouldn't be having an interaction at all, because as soon as you open your mouth, that gives the police the opportunity to kind of size you up.
Well, here's the problem I have with that. I don't know how familiar you are with the cases since you no longer do criminal defense, but according to Florida VJL, anonymous tip or a phone call is not enough to detain somebody. So for, he didn't observe any criminal activity. In fact, he was engaged in a constitutionally protected activity that's on private property but open to the public during business hours. Second, the officer didn't go in and talk to the complainant. So there is no credibility at this point. It's just a tip from an anonymous source until you verify. And the guy hasn't done anything wrong, but yet.
But hold on, I never heard him say that he was detained, so I'm kind of confused.
No, but he went right for the ID. He went right for the crack in the name.
Well, he asked
for the ID.
To show him his ID. That's voluntary if he wants to give it up or not. That's permissive.
Okay. But there's also case law, and this took place in Kentucky. There's Kentucky case law and there's Texas case law. So through the Supreme Court and Texas Court of Appeals. So there's, depending on what state you're in, you got to look at the different court levels. But in this case, Kentucky Supreme Court states that this officer can't go in and manufacture probable cause, which is what soliciting a trespass was when the alleged property that this guy's on did not call. So this officer is going to go in and make this manager aware that he's on the shopping center property that's not owned by Verizon, and he's going to go solicit a trespass. And there's case law to support this, Mike. So it does not rise to reasonable articulation. You'll see here in a second. But
I haven't seen it yet, so I can only hypothesize what's going on.
The soliciting of the trespass. The soliciting of the trespass.
So you're saying that the officer goes into the Verizon and makes the Verizon store owner aware of something? I'm trying to understand.
He's on a shopping. Well, if you stop and let me talk for a second, man, you just like bouncing. Are you paying attention? Focus. Okay. Focus, Mike. Anyways, the Verizon is on a shopping center. Okay. It's in a shopping center. So there's other stores there.
All right.
He's on the side of the Verizon filming the U.S. Bank. The U.S. Bank is the one that called the cops. So he's not on U.S. Bank property, even though they're claiming he is.
Okay.
So now this officer is now going to go in because he wouldn't give up ID. He wouldn't give up his name. Now he's going to go into Verizon, solicit a trespass to manufacture probable cause. So.
Okay. So he's going into the Verizon store to manufacture probable cause.
Yeah, because he doesn't have anything right now.
Okay. But it was the bank that called.
That's correct. Not Verizon.
Okay. All right. Let's keep on going, guys.
Verizon's unaware he's out there.
Got it. All right. Here we go. You guys ready? Give me a bunch of ones if you guys are ready.
This dude that's out behind your property, like, is he bothering y'all at all? He's got like a GoPro and he's filming the bank for some reason. I think he's got some mental issues, but the bank called on him saying he was going in and out of the property, like filming their location. So
I mean, we would probably prefer not to.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything.
Yeah.
I saw you pull up over there. I was wondering because every now and then when somebody will bump one of our panic alarms.
He's behind your building right now.
Okay. Yeah, probably do this.
Okay.
So real quick. So BZ, what you're saying is, from your perspective, the cop was trying to manufacture evidence, right?
Yep.
And look, I think that you're right. That's what it looks like to me too, dude. And I'm kind of like blown away that the dude that was in the store was kind of like going, I'm not interested in helping.
Well, if you notice, he said, I prefer him not to. He prefers him not to, but he never said he wanted him trespass. Now, that's one problem, okay? It was not clear. Two, there's no authorization because the manager is in a store. He's on a property with multiple businesses owned by another company or a property management. So he doesn't have any authority outside that store. In other words, he had no jurisdiction outside the store. So,
Well,
and without it,
the store could have an easement on the surrounding parking lot area, but
wait till where you see where he's standing wait till you see where he's actually standing now when the cop comes back, because he's not in the same place.
No, I feel what you're saying. I'm just saying, like, I mean, a judge may find differently. It's all whatever the court really says. And if you have $20,000 to file an appeal, that's the issue. But I just thought it was really cool that the guy in the store was like, I'm not interested in talking about it. Like, go find someone else to bend over backwards for you. That's what I thought. I thought that was pretty cool. I like it when people stand up for other people's rights. That's all. But you want to get back into it, BZ? You ready to keep it going?
Go for it.
All right, man. Let's do it.
And this is CTI right here, by the way.
We are missing the most important thing. Not once did he say he wanted to trespass me from the property.
Well, hold on. We are missing something kind of important, BZ, and I think you know what it is.
Yeah, Mav, papers.
Where are your papers, Mav? Where are they? You don't have any papers?
All right, let's get back into it. Sorry about that, guys. That's BZ.
You should have played that when he asked for ID the first time.
Well, man, come on, man. I've been working. I've been up since 3 a.m. I'm completely wiped out. I had to push the show back an hour because I had to finish a depot. I'm wasted.
Even though he doesn't have that authority, he never said he wanted me to leave the property. He just said he didn't want me behind the building. So therefore, I could have came inside. I could have went down to the second store that was down there connected to that building. He never said he wanted me trespass. That is very important.
There goes Officer Hitler. Isn't Mueller a German name, by the way?
Probably. Sounds kind of German.
Hey, man. Both areas are wanting you to leave now. So
Actually, Chuck, they do.
Yeah, I know, but they're wanting you to leave as well. So.
You only went in Verizon.
Huh?
You only went in Verizon.
They're wanting you to leave.
I'm not on Verizon property.
Okay, well, if you want to play this, then put your hands on your back.
What are you doing?
Hey, listen.
Whoa, man, look at that.
Listen.
Do you own this place here?
What's that?
Why are you touching me, man? I'm allowed to record.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Stop.
Can you take your hands off of me?
Hey, dude. You're being trespassed.
And you're gonna go viral.
If you're refusing to leave.
Wait, BZ,
You did not go over here.
Hey.
BZ, you've kind of taught me a thing or two. Let's talk about that. What's the normal process in a civil trespass case? Like, what's the first thing a cop is supposed to do?
Well, he's supposed to go talk to the complainant. Because how do you know if the person has permission to be there or not? You just walking up and demanding papers and to make somebody leave or move. How do you know that they don't have authorization to be there? I've seen this in other videos. The first.
But hold on, dude.
Are you talking about the reasonable articulable suspicion?
No, this is civil trespass. But even if they don't have permission to be there, isn't the cop supposed to give them a warning?
Well, each state is different. I know in Texas, the cop doesn't need to give them the warning. As long as they have notice, whether it be a sign out front of the building for entering onto property, and there's indicators like purple paint, black paint, there's things like that. Yeah. But if you're asked to leave and you remain on the property or refuse, then at that point, you can be given a trespass warning. So that way, if the officers show up, if you've been asked to leave and you're on their property, that they can detain you, and now it can become trespassing if you refuse to leave at that point. But you don't need a cop to give you a trespass warning. The trespass warning is the signage or the verbal, oral, or written communication.
Okay, but I'm saying, like, procedurally here, it looks like the cops putting the wagon in front of the horse, right? Like,
yeah, he's manufacturing probable cause.
He's putting the guy into custody without even giving him a warning that he's trespassed.
That's where you're actually you're trying to detain someone without actually being able to even have That's what I'm saying. If you look at the case of Florida versus JL, there's no. Actually, it's the other. Well, we get into the motions later because I've got all the case law in the motion. So
I'm trying to find my checkbook so I can send you $500 for all this legal advice.
You'll hey, no, I don't have a law license, so don't take it as any kind of legal advice.
Sorry, for a paralegal assistant. So
sorry. For investigation, and paralegal skills.
All right, let's get back into it. All right.
And ask them, you know what? Watch this. Okay. You're gonna play those games. What's your name, by the way?
Officer Mueller.
Nice.
Hey, listen, if you don't want to leave, so you are leaving? Perfect, thank you.
I'm gonna be documenting from over here now.
Okay, well, I'll ask the challengers today.
You're soliciting trespasses. You know that's illegal, right?
Do what now?
You can't go in and ask them if they want me to leave the property. It's illegal.
Why's that?
You're soliciting a trespass. You ever heard of that?
Okay. So are you gonna get
you're soliciting. I'm literally walking you into a trap, and you just fell for it.
Is that right?
You went in Verizon and solicited a trespass.
Okay. Well, they're wanting you to leave.
Who?
Verizon.
How do I know that you're not lying?
That's not true.
Okay. Well,
BZ, hold on a minute, dude.
I'm not on Verizon property.
I think that's why he wanted us to watch this. BZ, I never heard the manager say he wanted him trespassed. Did you?
Nope. And he just called him out on it. He goes, "How do I know that person said he wanted me trespassed? How do I know you're not lying?"
Woo!
He just said that right there before he paused it.
Well, you and I both know that the Supreme Court has ruled that the police are allowed to lie. That's part of their job, is to lie to you so they can try to make an arrest and raise revenue for the right. Put you in the golden handcuffs, take you to the dungeon, and take your money. Right.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, the guy just said he was leaving. Okay, the cop never said he was detained. Why was that cop's hands on him earlier?
I don't know, but that's a battery, by the way. That's a harmful.
Aggravated because he's got a gun on his hip.
Oh, damn, dude! Why don't you get your law license, dude? What's wrong with you?
Why are
you not trying to become an attorney? That was absolutely right. Abso-freaking-lutely right, man.
And then you're doing it under color of law, which is official oppression in most states.
And official right. Don't forget to leave out that word. You always want to say color of law and official right in the same sentence. It sounds way cooler. I'm being real. It really does. I mean, judges appreciate it when you sound like you know what you're talking about. Yep. Wow. Holy crap, dude. Okay. You guys ready? Sir Richard, good seeing you. Ralph Riley showed up and we're in vertical. That tells me, BZ, that you are the freaking man. You know how hard it is to get Ralph to come on my show now when I only film in vertical?
Yeah, he don't like that vertical. Even on my channel, I started doing landscaping just so I didn't lose him. And he still don't show. But, it's
my
okay.
homie, man. Everybody give me a bunch of ones for Ralph Riley. He is the man. Ralph Riley. All right. Want to get back into it, BZ?
There you go.
All right. Here we go.
Are you refusing to leave?
Let's look. We have AT&T, we have McAllister's, we have Cricket, we have this place right here. That's not Verizon's property. Yeah.
Okay, but it is time to get off the property. Okay?
Who owns it?
Their property.
Who is they?
Huh?
Who is they?
They, them.
Verizon doesn't own this whole thing, man.
Okay. Well, they're one of you.
Call your supervisor.
That's not going to happen.
You're not going to call your supervisor?
I don't have to right now.
Yeah, you do. I'm requesting a supervisor.
No, you can request a supervisor later, but right now you need to get off the property. Okay?
I'm not on that property.
Okay, well, time to leave.
I think you're just bullshitting, man. You're bullshitting. You know Verizon doesn't own this whole thing.
Okay.
So you're trying to tell me to get off somebody else's property.
They're asking you to leave. Okay.
You said Verizon. Verizon's all the way down there.
Okay.
I'm not on Verizon property.
But it is time to go. Okay.
From where?
I don't know. But time to go.
You can't just tell people to leave.
Okay. Well, if
you keep saying okay.
Simple. Well, if a private business asks you to leave, like you're.
When did they ask me to leave?
Well, they're asking on behalf of me. Okay.
Who's they?
Verizon?
I am telling you on behalf of them. Okay.
You keep saying them and they and who?
Hey, BZ, this reminds me of like Abbott and Costello, like who's on first, right? Like
what's on second? I don't know's on third.
Yeah. Like who's they? Well, they them. It's just, dude, this is insane. Hey, does this cop still have a job?
As of right now, he does.
Jesus, we got to get this guy a new job, maybe working at Walmart.
Verizon's all the way down there. I'm not on Verizon property.
Okay.
So what now?
So you are on private property right now.
How do you know?
Huh?
How do you know?
Because we're in a parking lot.
Verizon does not own this property.
Okay.
They have a business on this property, but you have to contact the guy who actually owns the property.
That's not necessarily true,
sir. Oh man, you must be new. You must be a new officer.
Okay. Well, it is time to go. All right.
I said call your supervisor.
I don't have to call my supervisor.
I'm requesting a supervisor.
That's fine, but
You're gonna fail to get a
go ahead and keep
supervisor?
your hands out of your pockets for me.
I don't have to.
Keep your hands out
Am
of your
I
pockets.
legally detained?
You're a trespasser right now.
I'm not. Nobody asked me to leave.
So keep your hands out of your pockets for me. All right.
Keep your hands off your vest. You could have a shank in there.
Oh.
It goes both ways, man.
All right. I told you.
Hey, BZ, really quick, man, I wanted to share something because I know that most of your audience are probably, younger than us. So I thought I would explain to them what I meant by who's on first.
This is a good bit.
Will you keep quiet, Sebastian? Excuse me, please. Sebastian, please. Don't interrupt my act. Sebastian. Oh, Mr. Flores, I didn't see the lights there. I forgot about them. What in the world are you doing? Why interrupt my act like this?
Well, look, Mr. Flores, after all, if you're in a ballpark, they always sell peanuts and popcorns and things like that.
I know that, Sebastian, but not in front of him. I beg his pardon, friend.
Ladies and gentlemen, and also the children, will you excuse me for a minute, please? Thank you.
What do you want to do?
Look, Mr. Broadhurst,
Right? What are you doing?
I love baseball.
Well, we all love baseball.
When we get to St. Louis, will you tell me the guys' names on the team so when I go to see them in that St. Louis ballpark, I'll be able to know those fellas?
Well, now, is all right, folks? All right.
Excuse me, I want to find out the fellas' names.
As long as it's okay with
I'm
the
crazy
audience.
about baseball.
Will you stand still? Pick up your hat. Go. Okay. Now, look. Then you'll go and peddle your popcorn and don't interrupt the act anymore?
Yes, sir.
All right. But strange it may seem, they give ball players nowadays very peculiar names.
Funny names?
Nicknames, pet names.
Not as funny as my name, Sebastian Dinwiddie.
Oh, yes.
Funnier than that?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. Now, on the St. Louis team, we have who's on first, what's on second. I don't know's on third.
That's what I want to find out. I want you to tell me the names of the fellas on the St. Louis team.
I'm telling you, who's on first, what's on second. I don't know's on third.
You know the fellas' names?
Yes.
Well, then who's playing first?
Yes.
I mean, the fellow's name on first base.
Who?
The fellow playing first base for St. Louis.
Who?
The guy on first base.
Who is on first?
Well, what are you asking me for?
I'm not asking you. I'm telling you who is on first.
I'm asking you who's on first.
That's the man's name.
That's whose name?
Yes.
Well, go ahead and tell me.
Who?
The guy on first.
Who?
Yeah, who?
What's on second?
What's on
I don't know who's on third.
I can put my hands in my pockets.
Put your hands on your back.
Why?
Put your hands on your back.
Why?
Because you're under arrest
For what? I'm not trespassing.
I told you to leave several times.
Dude, you told me to get away from Verizon. Look how far I am. I'm not even on their property.
Now, Mike, can you pause it?
Yes, sir.
I've
Hold on.
requested a supervisor.
All right.
So you
All
don't
right,
make.
go.
Okay, so you see where the car is behind him on the right side?
Yeah, hold on. Let me go back. Yes.
Okay, where he's standing right in front of that car.
Yeah.
He's on the shopping center property behind that other shopping center. So
Yeah, I
he's
see
no
it.
longer on the Verizon parking lot.
Got it. He's behind the
I've already looked at the property lines.
So this brick building is behind Verizon, right? Like the back.
Well, you see where that discoloration in the concrete is right there? Down south, right there. Yeah. That goes right to the dumpster. And then on the other side of that, where he's standing, the asphalt changes again where the speed bumps are, and it becomes a different property line.
Copy that.
So he's not actually technically on the Verizon shopping center property anymore. He's on the shopping center. You see it in the background to the right. He's actually on that shopping center address now.
Right. Got you. All right. Well, he's clearly guilty of being black, so that should be enough for a Texas cop to arrest him, right?
Oh, this is in Kentucky. This is even worse than Texas.
Well, even worse than Texas, right? Well, that should be enough then. Isn't that the end of it? I mean,
Make a mistake.
Keep playing.
Just put your hands on your back.
Why?
You're being detained.
Dude, you literally told me to get away from Verizon property. I walked all the way off of their property.
Keep your hands out of your pockets.
What law is that? What law is keeping your hands out of your pocket?
Put your hands
I'm going to give you a chance. What law is it that I have to keep my hands out of my pocket?
Put your hands behind your back. You're being detained.
I'm asking for you to call a supervisor, and you're grabbing my wrist super hard.
Okay. I'm telling
Dude,
you.
Welcome to YouTube, bud. Welcome to YouTube.
Quit pulling away.
I'm not pulling away.
Put your hands behind your back. Right.
I'm going to wait for your supervisor. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay. Put your hands
Did you call a supervisor?
Put your hands.
Did you call a supervisor?
I will after you put your hands behind your back.
I'm going to wait for a supervisor to get here. I am not resisting. I am waiting for a supervisor to get here.
Okay.
And you're making like my watch go off. Like it's like doing a whole bunch of stuff. Guys, so this officer is gripping me really hard.
By Verizon. Put your hands behind your back.
Is he a supervisor?
Put your hands behind your back.
I'm asking you questions. Why can't you answer? Is that a supervisor you're talking to?
Hey.
I'm waiting for a supervisor. I'm not resisting.
See where those dumpsters are, though, Mike?
You're being detained.
So what's that? Hold on.
Behind your back. Right now. Okay.
You can do.
Dude, this guy's
Right
hilarious.
You see how like his right elbow right there? You see those like the parking bumps or whatever? The property line extends over that, and that's actually what he's standing on. So look where the dumpster's at. He's off that shopping center. So even if that cop claims that Verizon has jurisdiction on that property, he's now on another property. So
but
this is now
Verizon already said he doesn't want to participate. So what's the
problem?
problem?
But look, what I'm saying is US Bank is one property, so they don't want him on the property. He went and tried to solicit a trespass from Verizon. Now he's on another property. He just said basically he was going to go ask that other property to trespass him. So this officer is fishing so hard because he got butthurt about not getting that crack fix in the very beginning. It's a First Amendment retaliation followed by Fourth Amendment, along with 5th, 6th, 14th, and he's bending his elbow and battered him, so probably 8th at this point. So, I mean,
now, have you met this dude? This
I've talked to him on the phone.
Let's just call him Chocolate BZ just to make it easy for us.
He goes by CTI.
All right. You want to keep playing?
Central Tyrant Investigations is his name.
Chocolate Z.
Detain me by just standing here. I don't have to have my hands behind my
back right now.
Dude, are you serious?
I am serious.
Are you racist, bro?
Huh?
I think you're racist. Yeah.
Put your hands behind your back. Put your other hand behind your back.
Guys, look, he's forcefully putting my hands behind my back.
Put your other hand behind your back.
I have to record, sir.
Put your other hand behind
I
your
am
back.
recording you.
You can keep recording.
I cannot keep recording. I'm waiting for your supervisor, sir.
Put your other hand behind your back.
He's bending his thumb trying to hurt him.
Put your other hand behind your back.
They teach us that in judo.
You can keep recording, but you have to put your other hand behind
Are you putting me in handcuffs?
Yes, I am.
Are you a supervisor?
Put your other hand on your back.
Are you a supervisor? Okay, could you request one, please? Dude, you're about to break my thumb.
That's what he's trying to do.
So I'm recording over here, just documenting for public interest. He went and Verizon and asked them if they wanted me to. What did you ask?
What?
What'd you ask Verizon?
Put your other hand on your back. Put your hand on your back.
Dude, I'm not doing anything illegal.
You're just being detained.
Okay, that's fine. So he went into Verizon and solicited a trespass.
Okay. What do you mean by solicited trespass?
He went in there and asked them if they want me to leave. I wasn't even there for Verizon.
Okay, so you own the property?
Like, who owns this whole property here?
Well, it depends on what piece you're talking about.
Exactly. So he told me to get away from Verizon property. I walked down here.
Okay.
And then, so what? Like, what? Like, what is
Wait a minute, he just took his camera.
Detained for what crime? What reasonable articulable suspicion do you have?
Reasonable articulable suspicion is trespassing.
How am I trespassing? Nobody asked me to leave.
He told you to leave.
And I walked away.
And when I told you to keep your hands out of your pockets.
Sure, I was pushing my wallet.
He told you to keep your hands out of your pockets. Keep your hands out of your pockets.
Okay, listen. What crime is that, though? What crime is it to have your hand in your pocket?
It's not a crime, but listen to me. You're failing to follow an order.
Sir, it has to be a lawful order.
And it is a lawful order for us to keep your hands out of your pockets.
But what crime? I was literally pushing my wallet back in my pocket. My hands weren't like in my pocket. I was pushing my wallet back in my pocket.
What's your name, sir?
I don't answer questions.
You have to answer, give your name, because you are detained and we're investigating the crime.
Did you turn off my GoPro?
No, quick, stop it real quick, Mike.
What's your name?
Stand by.
What's your name?
Go.
Now, just to let you know, he says you have to give your ID because you're detained. Kentucky is not a stop and ID state, just like Texas. You have to be lawfully arrested.
So that means that he's under arrest, right? I'm just trying to understand the reasoning of the officers. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
I'm just giving you all the research I've done so far, as far as in the state law, the case laws. That way you have, when you go to break all this down as a lawyer, because I know you don't practice in Kentucky, you only practice in Texas, California, but at least you will have all the facts to be able to put that into a legal perspective when it comes to the end of the video here.
Well, I got to tell you, like, just from watching it so far, the arresting officer number one never had the authority to trespass this guy unless there is a local statute or code that says that the police can violate on private property, like Florida.
You mean like a trespassing affidavit they must have on file to be able to use, just like in Texas?
Well, a statute or code that says that local law enforcement, instead of the property owner, have the right to make civil trespasses. There are some areas in Florida that allow that. So that would be the only way that I could imagine it.
But they also have the signs posted to indicate that. There is actual notice given. So when you actually walk out, there's the signage. They can enforce it, but the signs are there. And it has to be usually typically outside of business hours. So and for an officer
there's no signs here.
There's no signage, there's no authority, there's no, I mean, this officer is just straight in the wrong, man.
All right. Let's get back into it. Thanks, BZ. That kind of clarifies things for me a little better.
We are investigating the crime.
What crime?
I asked you to get off the property.
And I did. I walked over here.
No, you did not.
Dude, where am I at?
You are still on private property.
You have to have a reasonable amount of time to get away. I walked away from Verizon right when you said get away from Verizon.
So
I said okay.
About 5 minutes to get here.
Yeah, so and we're over here.
And now you're resisting.
I'm not resisting, sir.
Listen, resisting does not mean you're fighting somebody. It means you don't have to be following orders. That is resisting in the state of Kentucky. It's resisting arrest. Arrest doesn't have to be a physical arrest.
I thought you just said I was detained.
Up until I got here, you wouldn't put your hands behind your back.
No, I was holding my GoPro, and
but you failed to put your hands behind your back.
Sir, my hand was behind my back, and I was on my GoPro.
Doesn't matter.
Well, he didn't take it and put it on the ground.
You don't have to take it. You're supposed to drop it.
I'm not going to drop my expensive GoPro.
Sorry. I tell you to put your hands behind your back. You have to do that.
Did you call your supervisor?
I did.
Okay.
Listen to me, okay? I'm going to explain this in terms that would apply to me, okay?
Yep.
I like to shoot guns. I own very expensive guns.
Yep.
If an officer tells me to drop it, I have to drop it.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
Have you never seen a First Amendment audit before?
I understand.
Hold on, BZ, really quick. This donut eater over here said if an officer told me I got to drop it, no one ever told him he had to drop his GoPro. In fact, the officer instructed him that he was allowed to keep recording. He was never told to drop his GoPro. I mean, just that right there makes me think this dude's a freaking complete jackass.
Well, you didn't see the title on that about the video called Lies?
Oh,
it's
yeah,
all lies.
I saw that. Yeah, it's all lies. Okay, I got you, man. All right. I just thought maybe my ears are blown out from too much small arms fire. But this
no, you're hearing it right, and this is how all the donut and cake eaters in America think.
Gotcha. Okay, here we go.
Yes, sir.
I understand what you're saying. I get that. But when he tells you to drop it, drop it.
Well, he never told me to drop my GoPro.
Yeah.
Did he tell you to put your hands behind your back?
Yeah, I was trying.
Did you put your hands behind your back?
Yes, I put this one behind my back.
Did you put this hand behind your back?
I didn't want to drop my GoPro.
Did you put this hand behind your back? You're now in the realm of resisting.
I never said no.
You don't have to say no.
I never answered that question.
You don't have to.
So you just assumed that I didn't put it behind my back.
I was standing here.
I was waiting for him to take the GoPro away from me, sir. Wait till your supervisor gets here.
All right. Well,
and you guys, welcome to YouTube, guys.
In the meantime, we're going to go to my cruiser.
No, you're not going to leave my property here.
I'll take it with me.
Yeah. See?
So now I have to sit in your cruiser. You guys, massive lawsuit. Good luck, guys.
Okay.
Welcome to YouTube, one of the biggest channels on YouTube. Have fun, guys. You're not going to correct your other officer? He went inside of Verizon and solicited a trespass. Oh man, I literally set you guys up and you failed.
I didn't ask if they wanted to
Miserably.
trespass. I asked if they were okay with you being on your property. If
I
they're
wasn't
okay-
on their property. Verizon does not own this property.
Okay.
Answer that. Verizon does not own this property. They lease it.
Okay. That means they're in control of it.
No, that is not true.
Who's in control of this camera right now? Is this your camera?
Yeah, that's my camera.
So just really quick, I gotta mansplain a few things. It is true that if Verizon leases that area, that they do have control over it. The problem is Verizon didn't want to have anything to do with any of that smoke. And this is all contrived bullshit, BZ. The Verizon guy didn't say he wanted this guy to be trespassed.
Oh,
So
it's going to get better. Wait till we get to the motions, and you're going to see. You're going to see.
This is a false arrest so far. I mean, I'm glad that you reached out to me. I'm surprised that. I mean, this is a really good video. Thank you so much for reaching out. I have like butterflies in my stomach. I really feel bad for this guy. You know, I wish that I was licensed right now in his state because I'm freaking pissed. All right, let's just keep going.
Your favorite guy, the DUI guy's licensed there.
Who has possession?
Oh, really?
Who's in control of it?
I don't get what you're
Huh.
asking. Like, you mean like right now?
Yeah, right now. This very moment in time.
Like you're holding my camera.
So he's in control of it.
So what's that mean?
Who's in control of it? Who's in control of your property?
Like me. I'm
You're in control of this.
right now. You're holding it. What are you guys putting me? Oh my god, dude!
You got anything in your pockets I need to know about?
Is your supervisor on the way? Okay. Yeah. What was your name?
Oh, murder gloves going on.
Murder glove.
Is that all you need? Is my name? Yeah. My name's Al. Wow. And guys, I did not consent to searches and seizures. Just so you know.
414.
You guys.
Whatever, most of it.
All right, guys.
So BZ, just for all the people on the channel who don't know what these guys are doing, they're trying to look for wants and warrants because that could give them a pretextual justification for this false arrest, right?
This is a hunch. This is a hunch and manufactured probable cause that really won't even stick just so they can hem this man up, because I'm sure it's because it wasn't because he was black. It was black while recording. It was black while recording.
It's still a false arrest. And so what they're trying to do is what we call in law the fruit of the poisonous tree. They're trying to make a false arrest.
Wait till you see the motion. I got that in there.
Manufacture a bunch of evidence because they might be able to convince some podunk judge or some dumbass juror that, oh, no, it doesn't matter that it was a false arrest. Look what we found. We found that he had a wanton warrant for beating his wife or something. That's what they're looking for. That's what they're looking for. You ready to go?
Ready to go. I mean, as soon as the supervisor shows up, you're pretty much done with it.
All right.
Of course, he's got his personal information redacted.
He went inside of Verizon and asked them if they wanted me on the property, which I was standing in the alleyway. I wasn't even in Verizon. Verizon does not own that parking lot. Verizon does not own that whole establishment. He told me to walk away from Verizon. I walked away from Verizon. He then decided to put me in handcuffs. This officer does not know the law, Jay Mueller, and we have T. Riley here, guys.
And it's Jacob spelled with a K. Jacob Mueller.
Have fun with them, boys.
Officer Jacob Mueller.
Yeah, but thank you.
Came from another department after 3 years.
Oh, boy.
And he's only been here less than a year.
What are you taking my stuff for?
Quarter.
What are you taking my stuff for? What are you taking my stuff for?
Well, you're under arrest for trespassing.
Sir, I was not trespassing.
I asked you several times to leave.
Dude,
and you
I
didn't
literally
leave the
walked
property.
down the street. Body cam does not lie. My camera does not lie.
Okay.
I literally walked down the road.
Okay.
Cops lie. Cameras don't.
They're supposed to. We're trained to lie.
They're so good at lying, they lie to each other.
Sir, Verizon's not the only property I have. When he told me to leave, when he told me to get away from Verizon, I walked down there.
Walk down to where I was at.
Yeah.
They still have an interest in all that
Oh
property.
God, he's so full of shit.
Oh my God! Stop being at Walmart.
I never refused. You guys have water? I am literally dehydrated. Do you have a bottle of water?
I do not.
Call for medical.
I've got one.
Call
When we get done, we can get it.
supervisor.
When we get done with what we're doing.
Call for medical. Supervisor has to show up.
Ah, I get
It
it.
won't be cold.
That's what I would do.
It'll be-
Like, I just need
it'll
water.
be
Yeah,
warm
I
out
got
there.
you.
So as he gets done, I'll first you got it.
I would just say I was fainting.
Yeah, put them
Yeah.
in those.
Yeah, and that pig case. Gotcha. I don't have a seat for me now.
Spike protein from too many
Can you
injections.
not close the door, though?
Hey, I can play those games too.
Under arrest?
He just told you you're trespassing.
Not detained?
No, you're
You
under
just
arrest
told
for
your arrest.
trespassing.
Sir, I left the property.
Go ahead, have a seat for a second.
Have a seat.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Dude,
Other foot, and got me water.
I'm not even from here.
Okay.
Even better, easier for them to raise revenue.
Wait till, like, can
Not
I
a constituent, so
supervisor
we'll
when
have
they
to
get here?
target them harder.
Okay, you can pretty much cut the video at this point.
All right. Stand by. What's out? All right, got it.
All right, so just make sure you don't dox his information, but I sent you those 3 documents. It's a motion for discovery. I think you should go into that one first. See all that discovery.
All right, so what I got is I got a motion to suppress.
That's the second document.
Looks
Because
like
in any case, you always want to always do a motion for discovery first, a motion for suppress after, and a motion to quash afterwards, right, Mike?
well, it looks like I guess I have 2. How many did you send me? Because it looks like you
I
sent
sent
me
you
2.
I sent you 3 documents:
Okay, fair enough. All right.
motion for discovery, motion for suppress, and motion to quash.
So all I see, I've got a motion to quash. I have 2 motions to quash, and I have
That's
2
not
motions to suppress. So let me go
That can't
back
be
and
right.
let me try and find
That
this
can't be
motion.
right.
Here we go. So motion. So when I click on motion to discovery, let me see what it opens up. Hold on. Just give me a second, bro, because it looks like it was the same freaking
You're trying
doggone
to say I
document.
sent you the same document 3 times? It can't
Looks
be.
like it, but hold on. Let me see what I can find here. The hell? What the hell?
What the hell? Here, let me.
Retrial
No,
motion
there's
for
3.
discovery. All
Well,
right,
you have
hold
3
on.
different documents there. I see them right there.
Let me try to find this bad chicken here. All
Yeah,
right,
motion
so
for
pretrial
discovery.
motion for discovery, right? Boom. Oops. Let me try. Crap. Give me a second, guys. I got to get back on board here to share this bad chicken. All right, looks like I got it.
You just gotta ask Michael what kind of drugs he's on.
Yeah, it's called what's it called? Gabapentin. Gabapentin. Right, hold on. Let me
The really good stuff.
open this bad chicken up right here. All right. Stand by. Hopefully you guys can see that. You see it?
Yep. Just don't scroll to the bottom of the very last page because that's where his information's at.
Copy that. So tell us a little bit about how you got this stuff, BZ.
Believe it or not, man, I can't tell you all my secrets because I do charge for my time.
Oh, gotcha.
But I definitely used Chat GPT to do a lot of my research. And once I formulated all the research and all the information was put in for what I needed to do, and by the way, I'm not on the free version because the free version is not. It only gives you a half-ass correct, and it only gives you so much.
Yeah.
I'm paying for the paid version, which is like $20 a month, but it does a lot more. It gives you a lot more access to it. And I'm not trying in any way trying to promote ChatGPT. It's not a paid sponsor or anything.
Yeah.
But I use a lot of it to create artwork, thumbnails. Sometimes I use it to write motions, internal affairs complaints. I use it. Intent to sues. I'm going to be using it for my 1983s. You have to put the homework in. It's not like you can just type it in and it's going to type everything for you. It'll help you type it correctly, but you got to make sure you put all the correct information in. And you do have to put in some case law, but you can also look at state by state case law, circuit case law, district case law, that you can reference it if you look it up and do some more homework to make sure that, to be able to like that Florida versus JL, that's an extension of Terry v. Ohio.
So when you were going to ChatGPT, did the AI ask you any questions like,
"Where are your papers, Mav? Where are they?" Oh, you don't have any papers?
To the concentration camp, you.
Was ChatGPT trying to figure out why does this brother want to be getting all this information?
No, actually, you know what? ChatGPT, man, and then it asks you questions too, like if you want it PDF format, if you want, this and that in it, if you want, you can basically add whatever you want in it. It's great.
Tiffany thinks I need some Adderall.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: as a lawyer, I mean, go through the discovery. Look what the motion's asking for.
All right. Hold on. I got to get some nicotine here because Tiffany says I need some Adderall.
I thought you said that chemical in there. You're not gonna use that stuff anymore.
Yeah, the sucralose. But until I get the sucralose free version, I got to get through this show. I've been up since like 02:30 today, and I just finished a deposition just when I started. So I'm doing what I got to do to survive, bro. Because I gotta take care of my Marine brother, BZ WatchDog, and help everybody. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's do it. So City of Paducah. That sounds kind of like a biblical name.
Paducah.
Oh, Paducah. All right. And you were saying that one of those cops was like a transfer from another department?
Yeah, he came from another town. He's been there for 3 years.
And why is he there from another town?
I don't know. I was trying to figure out. I'm trying to remember what town it was so I can get records. Because I want to see if I can get the disciplinary records, which is something I'm asking for. Which is something we're asking for in discovery.
Cheaper donuts in the new department, maybe.
Something like that.
Yeah. All right. So I'm checking it out. So this is the pretrial motion for discovery. So in California, I believe this would be like a 1050, 1054. And we're required as prosecutors to give all evidence, including exculpatory evidence, which means evidence that has a reasonable likelihood to find the defendant not guilty. Right? That's exculpatory evidence. So I know that is, according to the Constitution, something all police are supposed to give us. You understand that, right, BZ?
I do.
They got to give us exculpatory evidence. So this is a typical boilerplate request asking for all the names of witnesses. And this is the one that's being brought by the defendant. And he's saying, look, give me all the addresses of people involved, anybody who's going to testify as an expert, anything in the possession of any of the witnesses that they're going to use that might assist them, whether they're insane or disqualified to show they're incompetent, any of that stuff. Anything that could help me as a defendant, you got to give it to me. So if this guy testifying against me is a freaking lunatic, I have a right to know about it. Roger that?
Roger.
All right. Criminal record of each witness. Any inducements, any money that was paid to any witnesses, like undercover agents, right? Were they given a bunch of crack to testify? Leniency agreements. I like that. All writings used to refresh the recollection, like a police report, whatever. Statements, confessions, oral confessions, exculpatory, mitigating oral statements. I mean, basically, it's anything you got, they got to give it to you. The prosecutor has to give it to you. But you, as a defendant, on the other hand, do not have a duty to turn any of that crap over. You do not have a duty to incriminate yourself. So don't think you do. That's the state has to give you that stuff. All right. Search warrants, affidavit, written waivers, law enforcement investigation reports, badge numbers of anyone involved, photographic evidence. So that would include the body cam, right, BZ?
Yeah. Now look at section 5 on that, on their photographs.
Booking photographs and mugshots.
Keep going. Look what else it says.
Lineups presented to witnesses, notes generated, addresses of anyone. I got a question for you, dude. Why is it that we always have to end up paying thousands of dollars to get that body cam footage when they're supposed to give it to us?
Because they're trying to hide the smoking gun.
Ah, I guess that was sort of a hypothetical.
I know. I was just being a smartass about the smoking gun. But
that was kind
look
of
at the physical evidence. There you go.
So anything the accused requests, like physical evidence,
look at number 6 on that one. Look at number 6 on that one.
Number 6, biological sample. Did they do genetic testing on this guy?
No, but it's stuff that they can't produce. So you know what? I'm gonna go make the prosecutor work.
Got it. Okay.
It's only a $250 fine, by the way, in court.
Yeah, well, they don't care. This dude's a black dude. They want to put him away. They know they could probably make like $1,000 a day off of him by keeping him in prison. Like, the government will pay him all that money. So put him in jail. That's what they do. Results and details of any latent prints, scientific tests, DNA, bodily fluids, breath, hair, anything, toxicology, state's evidence, 911 calls, anything that would be favorable to the accused. I mean, that's pretty much all you really have to rely on is Brady versus Maryland. I mean, but I get it. They're breaking it down, so there's no way you could miss it. State's intent to use any type of evidence of extraneous offenses. So priors, anything like that, anything is done in the past, they got to tell you in advance so you can't ambush me at trial with it.
Okay, so be careful because I think you're coming up on the information down below.
Right, there's the prayer. All right, hold on. Yeah, that's it. That'll be the end of it. All right, so anything you want to talk about this?
No, I mean, for someone who's typing up stuff pro se, that's actually not bad for a discovery of getting detailed and making sure that they're not just a generic. Hey, I need body cam footage and name and badge number, disciplinary records. I mean,
so he did this?
No, I typed all this stuff up
for him.
Mm-hmm.
Or, damn,
no, I did it for him.
Good job, brother. Out freaking standing. Give me a bunch of ones for a BZ WatchDog. He puts his money where his mouth is. Make sure to donate money to my homie BZ because he's the only guy I know out there who actually puts his freaking money where his mouth is when it comes to this.
Now, if you think that's good, now jump to the motion to suppress that I typed up as well.
Is this the motion to suppress? Which one?
It's the second document.
This is the quash. Okay.
No, the quash is the third one.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me find it. Stand by. Platoon. Attack.
In the email, it should be from left to right. It should be in order.
Yeah, I got you. Hold on. Well, I don't know what the email does. I just clicked everything and it pops up however it pops up. But
like I said, just be careful because I believe his information is down at the bottom, sir.
Copy that. All right. So it looks like this is the motion to suppress.
Blow it up a little bit more because it's kind of blurry on my end.
Okay.
There you go. That's a little better. It's a little better.
Give me a bunch of ones if you guys can see it. If you can't, oh well.
That's what happens when you go vertical. That's what happens when you go vertical.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. So
I mean, you can read the statement of facts on this one because
On March 24th, 2025, defendant was lawfully engaged in public recording activity when Jacob Mueller, the officer, detained defendant based solely on anonymous citizen report. Officer Mueller observed no criminal activity prior. Defendant was not on private property belonging to the bank where the complaint originated. After initial contact, Officer Mueller improperly entered an unrelated business and tried to get them to trespass him. I'm just paraphrasing to make it faster. The officer then used that notice to forcibly detain and arrest, an illegal stop and seizure, lack of reasonable suspicion. These are your arguments. Terry versus Ohio. The
new one I found out is that Florida VJL right there at the bottom.
Gotcha.
It was anonymous tip without.
I gotta shrink it a little more because I can't read the whole.
Yeah, that's fine.
Hold on. There we go. All right. A police officer, okay, must have reasonable suspicion. We know that. Articulable suspicion, RAS, right, guys? An anonymous tip about constitutionally protected behavior. Photography does not justify a stop. And you're saying this Florida case, well, it's U.S. Supreme Court.
That's a Supreme Court 9-0.
Nice. Good job, dude. Outstanding. An anonymous tip without predictive information or corroboration is insufficient. No independent criminal conduct was observed. Officer Mueller improperly solicited the trespass from a Verizon, but he didn't even do that. The guy didn't even. I mean, it's just stupid.
Now that next case right there under Wright versus Commonwealth is a Kentucky Supreme Court ruling.
Lacked any authority, required proof that he knowingly remained. Burden was unmet. Retaliatory motive. Unlawful detention was retaliatory based on protected conduct. Downs versus Town. It's pretty good, dude. Fruit of the poisonous tree. All evidence obtained. Yep, that's right. Proves the conclusion. Suppress all evidence. Exclude any physical evidence. And that's it, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, because the signature's right there. Copy
that. All right. Next one is the motion to quash. You ready for
I
that
think
one?
I think you'll be happy with this one.
Or do you want to first talk about what happened when you filed that motion to suppress? Like, what was the result of that?
They haven't ruled on it. They set pre-trial for August 12th. Now, originally he accidentally said bench trial on the Zoom call today.
Ouch.
And then he said, you know what, he wanted to change it. So they made him wait. He came back on. And when he said bench trial, I guess on the Zoom call, I guess the judge looked at the prosecutor like, yeah, we got him kind of look. But when he came back in and said, you know what, I want a trial by jury, it's like they just basically all the air was sucked out of the room.
Did he do a petition to withdraw a plea? Because you have to do that, I think, by noticed and written motion.
They were still in the Zoom. He hadn't actually left the Kentucky
right, but I'm pretty sure he still has to do a petition to withdraw a plea unless the court agrees.
It was all done by Zoom, so I don't know. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't hear a lot of what was going on.
Do you have the Zoom?
I don't have it. No.
All right. Just keep that in mind.
I only heard the part where he got back up and changed it, and he said at that point the basically the prosecutor, because he could see the prosecutor looked like he was about to shit himself. It went from a June 12th bench trial date to an August 12th pre-trial date with an August 29th trial date. So they just pushed it out.
They agreed to trial by jury.
Yeah, they agreed.
Oh, outstanding. All right, that's cool, man.
I told him not to waive his right to speedy counsel or speedy trial because
yeah,
take your time. Take your time with it.
Oh, dude, good job. All right. Well, let's get into the motion to suppress.
No, we did the motion to suppress. Motion to quash.
Yeah, strike that. All right. So I'm going to get rid of these other two because they're getting in my freaking way.
By the way, guys, I'm still learning legal terms, so bear with me here.
All right. So defendant's motion to quash. Violated and arrested and charged without ever receiving a valid charging document. So he has no...
They're trying to say because he got the citation when he left the jail that was suffice enough. And I told him it wasn't. Because you know what? Just because they give you the charge when you leave jail, it doesn't mean that the filing clerk or the deputy clerk or whatnot actually filed the correct charges. So,
yeah, I mean, there's some case law that says that the notice to appear is valid enough, but I know what you're saying. If it's a felony, typically they have to give you what's called a freaking doggone
we call it a charging instrument in Texas.
Charging instrument, or there's another name for it, but you're on the right track. I got you. All right. Grounds for relief. A verified complaint is what they call it. A verified complaint in California, anyways. Okay. Grounds for relief. Sixth Amendment. No proper charging instrument. And then you nail them on a Kentucky case. Good job, dude. Is that a valid case still? It's like you shepherdized it?
Yeah, I shepherdized it.
All right. Lack of reasonable suspicion. Terry versus Ohio. He saw no criminal activity. Approach solely based on a report of photography, which is protected. Not bad, dude. It's freaking doggone good, man. Entered a separate business, which made no complaint. Yeah. Impermissible under Florida versus JL. Anonymous, uncorroborated tips are insufficient. Not bad. First and Fourth Amendment, retaliatory and unlawful. I'm liking this, dude. I'm like, damn, not bad. Where's Merb right now? I want to hear what Merb has to say.
Merb would argue anything, but I could school that little son of a SOB.
Well, I think he's too busy managing the storage facility and hoping that someone will hire him to work on a family law case once every 3 months so he can maintain his expert status with his 30 retarded friends on YouTube. All right. Because the seizure was unlawful from its inception, all fruits thereof must be suppressed under the fruit of the poisonous tree. I agree with that. Dude, this is pretty damn good, BZ. Fudge, give me a bunch of ones for BZ, guys. Not bad, dude. Defendant was deprived of notice, meaningful opportunity, and a fair adjudicative process in violation of the 14th. The totality of these constitutional and procedural violations compels a dismissal. I have no argument with any of this. In light of Florida versus JL, another U.S. Supreme Court case, they were unconstitutional. Anonymous tip. Damn, dude. Black male in a black hoodie recording a bank. Not bad, not bad. I like the way you get the black male in there because that is relevant. Absolutely. It's very similar. It's indistinguishable in many ways from Florida v. JL. Well, that's a good way to do it.
Wait, kiddies. There's more right there under subsection 2, soliciting trespass. Now it's good. Now that Wright versus Commonwealth and then that KR's 501.08, he's being charged with that. But go ahead and read that because that's going to make real sense because that's Kentucky Supreme Court ruling right there.
Authorization from the property owner or a legitimate agent. Yes. Now, here's the thing, BZ. Again, there are some legislative enactments and municipal ordinances that have ceded the right of local police to trespass people on private property. That's the only thing that I would have done some additional research on, just between you and me.
I get it, but here's also the argument. He never said the guy said he was trespassed or wanted him trespassed. He just said he preferred not. And then here's the other question. Yeah. Did he fill out a statement?
No, that's the issue. Yeah, hold on, dude. That's just something that we got to talk about. Okay, and we'll get back into it. Normally, when you trespass someone, they have to make you sign a form that you won't come back and they don't arrest you. Did that ever happen here? I didn't see that. Is that later in the video?
Nope. He's trying to get his ID to give him a trespass warning, but you don't need an ID unless you've been lawfully arrested.
Right, and he wasn't under lawful arrest until he was already handcuffed and being put into the cruiser.
The Hillsborough incident, I'm dealing with that here locally where I'm at now. Yeah. And I've been helping Carolina with a little town out near Waco called Beverly Hills because they did the same thing to her. What they're doing is the cops think because they can issue a trespass warning that they can demand ID.
Okay.
And what they're doing is now they're giving you a threat of arrest because you won't give up the ID. So
I get it. I don't think that's valid.
Let's get back to it.
Yeah, Wright versus Commonwealth. That's a Kentucky case.
That's
They
a
have to have-
Kentucky Supreme Court case.
Copy that. And this is Kentucky, so it's valid. And that means it's valid in all the judicial districts across the state because it's the Supreme Court. There's no jurisdictional splits. There's no appellate issues. It's valid. So as long as it's being properly applied to the facts of this case, I think BZ's right. The officer lacked authorization, and any actions based on trespass were illegal. Not fucking bad, man. Oops, sorry I swore, guys. I hope I don't get Chili DeCastro'd by YouTube. All right, criminal trespass. Third degree requires that the person must have knowingly entered or remained unlawfully on the property. Given that the property owner did not authorize the trespass, the officer's actions were unlawful. Yeah, that's true. Damn, dude, you've been doing a lot of research. I mean, this is golden.
I worked on this for about three days.
I can tell. No, this is very, very well done. Even if the officer had attempted to justify the detention based on the trespass, the officer failed to announce the detention until after physical force had been used on the defendant. Woo! Damn. You go right back to Terry versus Ohio. A lawful stop requires reasonable suspicion that a crime is being committed. Here, there was no reasonable suspicion before the officer physically detained the defendant. I'm almost thinking like a motion to suppress. Did you already do a motion to suppress?
Yeah, you already have what you read it before this document.
That was the one you did. Okay, got it. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, in California, we call it a 1538.5. Damn, dude, this is not freaking bad, bro. Why don't you get your bar card and start practicing law?
You know, it makes it a lot easier when all the information's on the internet. You don't have to go looking through law books for
Well,
it.
it doesn't matter if it's there. Most of the shit on ChatGPT is bullshit. You've got everything you're doing here. You couldn't have just gotten off ChatGPT. This is most.
A lot of it is jeopardizing cases, man. You know, you got to, like I said, everybody thinks ChatGPT. You just put it in. That's where you got to find the case law, and you've got to apply it, and then let ChatGPT just formulate it in the right way. It's just going to write it properly.
That's
all.
ChatGPT is a good tool to get some basic general knowledge, but you've got to go to a law library, or you got to be like Elaine Myers or a Reluctant Prophet, where you have access to Westlaw, and then plug all this stuff in to verify it. So you're not done just because you went to ChatGPT. That's just a starting point to give you some basic understanding. And another cool thing to do, guys, and I'm not going to brag on myself, but look at one of my older videos that covers stuff like this, or go to the civil rights lawyer, or go to, another lawyer who's covered this and look at their videos to get some ideas, but never, ever, ever take anyone's word for gospel about anything. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff from Lane Myers that I thought the guy was full of crap, but then he would say stuff and I would go and do the research and I would be like, you know what, this guy's right. And that's why I don't like guys like Merb and all these asshole frauditor guys, because they don't really do any research. They just, I know everything, and they can go after themselves. You've got to do the research, and I think this was a very well researched. All this stuff was really well researched. Now, Ralph Riley says, I found that it's really important to have ChatGPT to look at it from the point of view as a prosecutor to break down your weak point. Yeah, I mean, it helped. I use Grok, though. I think Grok is 1,000 times better than ChatGPT, just to get your basic, general knowledge. But then you've got to get that Westlaw, or you got to go to the law library and look in the actual law books and go all the way down to the pocket part, shepherdize everything. BZ, this is really impressive. Now, are you going to the law library, or what are you doing to get your final brush ups?
What I'm doing is I'm looking through ChatGPT to find case laws in, I'll do a broad search of Supreme Court cases that are related to what I'm looking at. And then depending on where you're at, whether it be a certain circuit, I'll look for any kind of circuit cases there. And then I'll narrow it down to the state, if there's any state Supreme Court rulings or, Court of Appeals. So I'm shepherdizing it that way, but I'm putting in ChatGPT looking specifically for something and coming up with 3 or 4 cases. And then what I'll do is I'll read through the cases to see which one's the closest to what the argument may be. And then when I get ready to type it up, I'm putting the narration in there with the case law and how it applies. And again, I'm on the paid version of ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So it's not giving you the basic mumbo jumbo free version. So
not bad, man. Impressive.
It's just the way it's formatting it for me and typing in, and then of course I'm using it to do a broad research so I can look up the case law. Because you can go to Westlaw, you can go to Justia, you can go to Wikipedia, look up the case laws once you find the case law and read more about it.
That's it. Yeah. Well, Westlaw also. So one of the things that I think will help all of you guys, just so you know that like lawyers aren't like the Messiah walking on water. What we do is we buy what's called the practice guides. Now in California, we use Westlaw. So if I want to use or we use Rudder Group, which is by Westlaw. So if I want to learn about family law, like if I'm a dumbass like Merb, and all I know how to do is manage a storage facility and talk trash on other lawyers who have practiced law longer than his stupid ass has been alive, what I'll do is I'll get the Rudder Guide. And I'll get the family law practice and procedural guide, and it'll have everything that I need to know about law in motion, practice, procedure, everything in that book. If I want to know about civil appellate practice and procedure, I'll get the Rudder Guide. When I worked for the Court of Appeal in California under Justice Gary Hastings, they had these circular where you spin them around, and the big Rudder Group books in there. And they had everything: family law, civil practice, criminal practice. And when they were doing law in motion, when they were, looking at different appellate briefs, they would pull these big books out and they would open them up. And that's how they would do with their clerks, because they had really expensive, like $150,000 a year law clerks that would just bust out those books. And that's how they would view the briefs in support of and the briefs against, using the practice guides. Now in Texas, they have Texas practice and procedure guides for criminal, for civil, and so forth. And I would assume in Kentucky and different states, they also have these things called the practice guide. A buddy of mine who's a Navy SEAL, I'm not going to say the state, had some issues with his woman leaving him, and he couldn't afford a lawyer. And I'm not licensed in the state that he practiced in. So I recommended that he get the practice guide for his state, for family law, divorce law, child custody. And I think I paid for it for him. It was a couple $100, and he just started reading it. Navy SEALs are not dumb. So he started reading that stuff. And then ultimately he figured it out, and he kicked the shit out of her in court because he learned just from using the practice guide, because that's what the judges look at. So just a little tip for y'all. ChatGPT is cool, but if you really want to kick the shit out of someone in court, you get that practice guide. It even has sample motions. You can talk to Reluctant Prophet, by the way. He's, I think, accessed them on Westlaw, and it shows you, like, they literally have sample motions. Like, you want to learn how to do written objections to evidence. Boom, it's right there. You copy and paste it into your pleading. You change it around to fit your purposes. And now you're operating at the level of a 20-year in-practice attorney. And that's all it is, guys. It doesn't take a rocket scientist. But just seeing what BZ has done here, I don't think the court has any option but to immediately grant the dismissal of the charges. Honestly, BZ, I mean, what do you think, dude? I mean, what choice does the judge really have?
I think when we get to pretrial, I think it'll be pretty much done. Because first off, I don't think they're going to be able to get the discovery. I mean, that discovery is designed to put a wrench in the prosecutor. Then if we can get through that, it doesn't matter, because all the evidence is going to get suppressed anyways. And then,
well, it depends. It depends on the judge. If he's like a hanging judge,
there's no reason. Bro, there's no reason. The cop showed up and was immediately trying to get an arrest. I mean, for what? Somebody who's engaged in a First Amendment protected activity, not on the property of the caller. So, I mean, where's the trespassing?
What about a pretrial hearing, where they do an evidentiary conference? Aren't they doesn't he have the right to cross-examine the officer to do a probable cause hearing? I mean,
that's something we're working on, but Kentucky's a whole nother animal. And what I've noticed, even here in Texas, they are not following the criminal court of procedures. They are skipping probable cause hearings, examining trials. they're not giving charging instruments at the arraignment. They're and it's not just in Texas. I mean, it's every state. The lower
Everywhere.
courts are not doing their job. And I think the higher courts, the federal courts, are getting pissed off because the lower courts aren't doing their damn jobs.
But you got to
That's why we're getting so much case law.
But you got to understand, BZ, here's the problem that I have with that is that all these higher court judges were doing the same exact shit that these guys were doing a couple months ago before they got appointed to the higher court. So you think that, you know, it's just like, damn, dude, what the hell's going on, man? You know?
Well, hey, I mean, do you want to have a little fun?
Yeah.
Okay, I went ahead and shared a video. This is a video that I'm uploading right now. I'm only going to show a piece of it.
All right.
I've already got it. If you put it up on the screen, I've already. All you got to do is just
send me the link. You want to send me the link or
no? I've already got it shared with you in StreamYard.
Oh, okay. Oh,
all you got to do is add it.
How the hell did you do that?
Don't worry about it,
guys. BZ WatchDog is like the James Bond of StreamYard. I don't know how he did this, but give me a bunch of ones for BZ WatchDog, my homeboy. All right, here we go, man.
So hang on. So I paused it because I can pause it on my end here. Okay, so
BZ's got control. Holy shit! I got
control of this video.
I hope you don't get all my apartment stuff. I'm gonna get me divorced.
So first thing I want to point out is look how this cop just arrived. Look how banged up her car is. The door, the rocking. It looked like it was in an accident. They still haven't fixed it.
Well, she's a female cop. What do you expect?
Oh, she was in the Marine Corps, by the way. I just want to point that out, Mike, because you're gonna love that. She's about 4'11". She's Asian, but now watch this. You see what it says on the screen, right? We're going to read that up on the screen.
It's time to take the little doggy for a walk. Let's see how far she will follow us. All right.
She's getting out of her car, walking to the back. Walking through the booth.
Hurry up. Going too slow. Hurry up. Hurry up. What's your first general order?
I just want to point out, now you remember where I was in front of her car, right?
Yes, sir.
Look how far I just walked her across that ditch of water.
I know, she's pissed. She just burned off.
And I had the camera facing her, and I had my back to her. I just kept holding the camera and walking away with my tripod. What do you think that is? Probably about 20, maybe 30 yards I walked her?
Probably. Depends on if I'm using iron sights or a scope.
Yeah, I give you a little taste of this. I give you a little taste of this the BZ WatchDog here. Here, I'll play just a little hair. Like I said, just a little hair, because I also was in the post office right before this, and I got the post office in this audit too. So I've got 2 for 1 in this audit.
What is your major malfunction file?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, so
Am I detained?
No, you're not detained.
Okay.
I'm just wondering, they don't feel comfortable, I guess. Are you filming?
Are you the feelings police or law enforcement?
I'm law enforcement.
Well, you need to go tell them what I'm doing is perfectly legal.
I'm just asking what's going on.
Oh, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
I haven't broke a law.
No, but this is a private establishment, so that's why I'm here to find out. Are you filming for like a company or something?
I'm just going to invoke my 5th Amendment right to remain silent at this point. I feel like you're trying to investigate me.
Okay. So they prefer you don't do that? That's why I was asking, is there a reason?
Are you trying to tell me not to film?
I'm asking why are you filming?
Well, you're asking a question. I'm going to invoke again. I'm going to put you on notice that I'm invoking my 5th Amendment right to remain silent.
Can we find out if
That's private.
Yes.
This is state property I'm standing on.
Okay. All right.
This is state of Texas property. See that state sign? I'm not on their property.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Let me go ahead and talk to them.
You just need to inform them.
That's
badass,
all,
bro.
Hey, I'm not even done with her, but that's all I'm going to give everybody for the night.
That was out freaking standing. Good job, BZ.
You can buy a membership, or somebody can gift you memberships, and you can watch it tonight when it's done uploading. It's 30 minutes long. It's got a little bonus content at the end with them stalking me. So, again, this one has the post office before I came over here to the bank. It's got the 911 call on there. It's got more interaction with her, looking like a dumbass. So. And if you look at the thumbnail, it says "Tiny Cop, Big Problem." So it's a really good video.
Tiny cop, big problem.
It's got some movie clip inserts I put in there that relate to the video. So I figured, you know what? I figured I'd give everybody a little taste of the video to come. So,
well, Warrior says, "Cool, I can't wait." So that's cool.
And if you don't have a membership, it'll be public on Monday morning. So
great work, BZ. Well, look, I'm getting kind of tired, man. I've been up since like 02 something.
I got you.
I'm wiped out, man. But I really appreciate you letting me extend it out until 6 because I had to finish a deposition. So at least we got to meet up. It's been a while. So guys, everybody give me a bunch of ones for BZ WatchDog. He's really come a long way. I see it with my own eyes. He's really doing a terrific job, and I'm very, very impressed. By
17 months, man. 17 months now.
You're doing a phenomenal job, and when you're ready to study to become a lawyer with no law degree or undergrad, that I'll help you. But unfortunately, it would only be for California.
Hey, one arrest, and guess what? I'm 1-0 versus the cops. I'm 1. So man. You know what? Just like the flag says, if you want it, come and take it.
There you go. Yeah. And then, so Tiffany, thanks for showing up. Cops are 5150, Grateful Dabs, Warrior, KO.
By the way, no, it's Chaotic. That's actually my brother-in-law, believe it or not.
Oh, right on, Chaotic. Good seeing you, bro. Thanks for joining us tonight. And then Charles Viner, Cops are 5150, as always, my homeboy. Roger Lane, good seeing you, bro. And then, of course, Nightbot, like everybody's friend, Nightbot, right? Hoorah.
Nightbot's always asking for money, man.
He's always hanging out wanting money. I know, Nightbot. What the hell? What are you, the government? Jeez, all you want is money with nothing in return. Our guy, 936.
I was asking for PayPal.
Jeez. Our guy, 936.
He's in Texas.
Right on, our guy. Good seeing you, brother. Love having you guys hanging out, my Texas homeboys and girls. Claudette. Anyway, so
Lenny Malley there. Lenny Malley got put on the YouTube China ban for the week or whatever it was. So hey, look at that. I got the dog meat in here, and then I got Car Thief Media Group who hits me up on TikTok all the time. Because we're going BZ WatchDog is going viral on TikTok. So if you want to catch me, I'm on all the social media. I'm on X, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Rumble, I'm on Odyssey. All you got to do is go to the description page in one of my videos. I got all the links, so hit it up. And I've even on Discord if you guys want to send me pictures or reach out and chat. So.
And we got Kurt Bronson. We got Small Miracles Garage.
Kurt Bronson's actually not too far from where I'm at. He's in Texas. That's not Chuck. Cool. That's Kurt. That's Kurt, yeah, not Chuck.
I know. You explained that last time. I had to do 20 push-ups when we got offline.
It's so easy to get them mixed up because they start with C and end in Bronson.
BZ was torturing me. Grateful Dabs, as always. Mannequin, Joseph Pisculli, and Brian Johnson, Power of Attorney, Jody Shine. Oh, man, so great to see all you guys. And again, guys, I'm sorry. I had suffered a really bad back injury. I'm used to getting like 100,000 views, and I went offline for like a month because I couldn't even walk. And now I'm like trying to come back. And I can tell you, BZ, when you stay off for a month or so, you lose all of your momentum. So don't ever stay off. Keep going because you'll lose most of your audience.
Man. Man, I'm in a forward motion, man. It's just like in the Marine Corps. Once you get going, the train don't stop. And that's what I'm doing.
I hope so. Because what I've seen so far tonight, you have improved being just exponentially. Like, whoa, are you kidding me? I mean, that's lawyer quality stuff that you're doing there, dude. So don't stop, man. That's really excellent stuff. Very
the one thing you always gave me credit for when we first hooked up last year was the research I put in, the effort I put into the research.
Yeah, you're definitely a cut above, man. I mean, you know what the hell you're doing. You never give up. And that's what. And
Oh,
I got to tell you,
speaking of which, positive
Yeah.
note. I haven't really put that out. So I got an email yesterday. So you remember the arrest I took with my messed up pants, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Not only did I speak at city council and put these suckers on notice, okay, but I also filed an internal affairs complaint, and I got the results back yesterday. So I'm going to share this. I'm going to share this document with you real quick.
All right.
So you can let the world see before you go that putting these complaints in do help, especially with the paper trail
Yeah.
of what I'm trying to do. So that way people aren't like, well, they don't go anywhere. They don't do it. They get written up. Boo hoo. They get a paid vacation. You know what? That's just the start of the. It's calm. There's a calm before the storm. You know,
Yeah.
it's the storm's coming. It may be calm for these suckers right now, but it's see, share image file. Let's see if I can pull this. Oh, you know what? It's a PDF, so I'm gonna have to do this. Let me drop remove from stage. Let me do this. Share screen.
Hurry up. You're going too slow. Hurry up.
Hang on a second. Do me a favor. Share my screen. Share my screen with everybody.
Hurry up. You're going too freaking slow. This one right here. This one. That one.
This, you see that up on the screen? Yeah. Let me blow that up a little bit. Hang on.
Yeah.
Pretend
like it's Fleece Johnson and blow it up.
There you go. Right there. Can you see it? Okay. Well, kind of. It's
I see it. Yeah, good to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, good to go.
So it's got my complaint IA number involving Officer Morgan 4695, Officer Cobb 5092, Sergeant Lyons 3413. The Fort Worth Police Department has completed the investigation in your complaint into the above officers. The investigation process included a review of your complaint, the offense report, YouTube videos, body-worn camera videos, the citation, statements, and applicable general orders and police personnel rules. At the conclusion of the investigation as described above, policy violations were identified by multiple officers and sent to their chain of command for recommendations and solutions. This concludes the investigation conducted by the Fort Worth PD, and we appreciate your time and patience. Investigation period. Sincerely, Sergeant J.C. Williams, 3498, Internal Affairs Department Unit, Fort Worth PD. Now, the reason I bring that up, okay, is that means they founded all my policy violations I put in there. Because I just got 2 that they kicked back to me and said they found no wrongdoing.
Right.
But the major one, this is the one with, now, by the way, I did pay for the body cam footage. This is the stuff I couldn't get in Discovery, but I know what's in Discovery on the body cam footage, which is how I was able to type up my internal affairs complaint. So if they don't give me what I saw in Discovery, then we know there's some cover up.
Yeah.
And 2, when I get that footage, I will be releasing it to the public to see how dirty the Fort Worth PD is. Beyond recognition. I mean, it is just dirty, corrupt. I literally, just so everybody knows, and I don't know if I've told you this, Mike, but I'm not living in Fort Worth right now. I have literally moved an hour outside of town and staying on 440 acres of land with guns in the house.
Copy that.
I've got ranch dogs and everything else out there. So right now, come and find me. That's all I got.
I have a question for you. So they identified policy violations, but they didn't list them. So what are you going to do to find out what policy violations they identified?
I've already requested all written reprimand, suspensions, and termination. That request has already been put in.
All right.
I did that records request.
I figured you probably already did that.
I did that records request yesterday.
All right.
And when I get the body cam footage with the records request, so the thing is then what I like to call the next steps, the healing process.
Yeah.
Because a lot of this makes it hurt less.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm just saying that's the healing process. I can't say what it is, but just read between the lines and the quotations. The healing process.
So I'm passing out, man. I got to get some rest, guys, but I just want you guys to make sure to like and subscribe to BZ's channel and support him. He's a good dude, and he definitely goes the extra mile. Make sure to donate money to him and support his channel. He deserves it. I mean, give me a bunch of ones if you agree. He deserves it. I mean, you don't really see many guys. You see a lot of auditors out there spouting off, but he puts his money where his mouth is, literally. And in many ways, he reminds me of Lane Myers, but he's more mild-mannered. And I think that mild-mannered personality is going to get him places in this world. So with that being said, do you have anything else you want to say before we close it up, BZ?
No, I just want to make sure that, you guys take care of Michael Ehline. I've noticed his subscriber count hasn't moved in like 6 months. So make sure you guys share, make sure you guys comment as much as you can, hit the like button as much as you can, share with all your friends across all your social media. And don't forget to drop him a super chat or pick yourself up a membership. Same thing y'all have been doing over on my channel. Right now I've got almost 100 memberships.
Wow, that's
I don't
impressive.
I don't know what you're sporting over here, but I'm sporting about 100 over on my channel.
I don't even know, man. I've been so buried, bro. I just wish I could do this full time, but I don't make enough money in donations to support a family, so it's been really hard, BZ, but I'm doing my best. But I'll take a look.
This month wasn't great. It was kind of a dip, but everybody's been complaining that they're not getting, something's going on with YouTube. I know they changed the algorithm, so I was going to post a video tomorrow, but because of the algorithm, I said I'm just going to dump it on the first of the month. Yeah. So I've got one video going out Thursday morning, I believe at 9 or 10 a.m. Central. Here, let me find out real quick before we go. So
give us a bunch of ones, Warrior. Give us a bunch of ones, Warrior.
10 a.m. Central on Thursday, and then that little tiny cop one I was just showing. That one's going to take place Monday morning at 10 a.m. But the one that's going out on Thursday, by the way, the old man gets ready to hit me with his cane after he flipped me off in the drive-through of the bank. So it's definitely these next two audits are going to be ones I hope they go viral. I hope everybody watches. They're going to be good ones. They're only going to get better. They can't get any worse. I mean, it's just, unless nobody calls the cops or everybody comes out. There you go, Michael Ehline.
Thanks, Roger. Thanks, Roger. I appreciate that. Hopefully we'll get 5 people out there who will become part of Team MPE. Oh, and by the way, guys, make sure to homestead. Make sure to homeschool your kids. Keep them away from the communist-run school system. Make sure to always grow your own food, collect your own rainwater, and form parallel systems so we don't have to go to Target and look at all the freaking weird crap that they're doing over there, trying to sexualize children. Make sure to homeschool your kids and keep them as far away from government employees as possible. I'm going to be doing a show within the next couple of weeks talking about how Child Protective Services is in full force trying to steal people's kids from them to raise revenue for their government agencies, the same way cops try to raise money with tickets. It's no different. They look at your kids like they're just a dollar sign, and we're going to talk about that. So, BZ, unless you got anything to say, I'm going to go ahead and close it out, man.
Oh, you go ahead and close it out, brother. All good for the.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining me. God bless all of you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to save, because we never know when the thought police are going to take down this channel. Semper Fi, do or die.